Hello there, everybody. This is Alex from Hardcoin Guides, bringing my guide for Transformers Devastation on Prime difficulty. Today we're doing Chapter 2 entitled The Proudstar, and this is the all-character campaign. And since we finished off the last chapter with Optimus Prime, we'll be starting off this chapter with Bumblebee. And also, I will probably be yapping a little bit less in this chapter, or a little bit less hardcore than I did before. Because, again, going back to Chapter 1, I wanted to make this more of like a combination of the two different types of commentary styles that I used to do, and the way that I do them nowadays, where nowadays I'm a bit more lax about things. You know, I can kind of just let the game kind of play itself, and for all my visual learners out there, you can kind of just watch and see, like, oh, that's what he does it. Of course, like, I understand that some people, you know, learn from me telling you how to do things, which I guess for this, right now, would be a good spot to probably do some audio commentary for this. So, regardless of character, you know, ground soldiers are just a pain in the ass. And the best way that I've found to realistically deal with them is doing the dodge, hold, triangle move. So that way, I'm playing on PlayStation, of course, but or Y, whichever, you know, if you're playing on Xbox or something. But yeah, the holding uppercut move after a dodge. Remember, you have to hold the button too. For those that are not familiar with the game yet or whatever, I'm just saying, like, yeah, you have to hold it after you do a dodge, so that way you can get your double vehicle attacks if you're playing Bumblebee. And it's just a really damn good, solid move to have, especially for Grimlock, who doesn't exactly do the same thing that other characters do. Instead of doing a... No, I think his humanoid form does a charged punch upward, but his transform mode, his dino mode, does do that incredible great AoE attack. So if you're playing Grimlock, that would also help out massively. So again, going back to it real quick, ground soldiers are just a massive, like, giant ground soldiers. I forget exactly which ones these were called, but these guys are just they're just a nightmare. They're just a pain. Granted, you could always, if you're playing Bumblebee, you could always just do the dodge underneath with the L2 ability and then get like a back attack and get for a stun. If you got loudspeaker, you get a stun that way too. So, like, if you always want to stun them, you can. If you're ever fighting more than a group of, like, you always fight them in groups. But if you're fighting more than one at a time, then it is probably not too bad to do that. Also, real quick, so yes, I know the arc was back that way, but because it was back that way, I'm not going to go grab it. It's not toward the main path that I was going toward. It's going in a completely different direction, so therefore I'm not going to change out character. Now, technically, this is just completely my own stipulations and my own rule set, so, like, technically speaking, I can break it as I choose, I guess, but even though there is an arc on the screen on the map at the time, if I'm not going in that direction, I'm not going to probably do it. Also, real quick, I don't do parries in this game. It's not because... Well, I mean, I do suck at them, yes. It's not because they're bad or whatever. It's just because I've never really, like, messed with them too much to the point where I want to use them. I've always just kind of stuck with the dodge combo system, you know, to be fair. That's just my cup of tea. So real quick, these new Seeker types, there's the red type and then there's the black type, it looks like, or the grayish type. They are... I always thought they were kind of gray because because they have way more gray on them. But anyway, regardless, they are the melee Seekers, whereas the red type are more of like the gun down Seeker type. And whenever you have to deal with the melee ones, like they'll probably try to always go for melee stuff. Their combos are a lot harder to kind of dodge because they can hit you in a second hit even if you're in focus time, they can probably pull out a second hit coming your way. So, if you're playing Prime, you're going to be fighting them. But when you are fighting them, you want to just... I know it sounds dumb, but, you know, mashing dodge might not be the worst idea. Or if you want to take them on like you did in the ground soldiers with the hammers like I did, then that would probably also be best for that too. Also, for the Sentry Bot, depending on which character you're playing will make this easier or hard. And Grimlock is what makes this entire thing hard. Grimlock, when it comes to chase levels, which will happen, Thundercracker. I'm going to be playing as... I'm pretty sure I play as Grimlock for Thundercracker in this chapter. But he makes it a lot harder to do much with because of just... I don't know, he's kind of weird to kind of get used to. And again, like I still stand by the sentiment that I stated that... Grimlock is the second best character in this game. I still think that holds true, mainly because of his dodging hold triangle move. I think it's just incredible. Also, you do not need to fight all the Seekers here. You can easily just avoid them. they kind of just stay in one place anyway. They're not really much of a big threat. But if they bug you enough and you want more money or you just want to level up or whatever's going on, then go right ahead. Granted, if you're playing Prime difficulty, you probably don't have to level up. You probably already have everything maxed out, I assume, by now. I mean, you don't have to, but it's something that I recommend doing at least at some point in time. Again, it's not fully needed. Like, stats are not going to massively differ that much. Character stats are not really going to change like a whole ton, but it does kind of help out a little bit in the long run, I guess, especially if you're doing what I'm doing. Which, by the way, funny enough, my campaign runs, I forgot about this, but yes, each character has a trophy tied to their own campaign run. So if you go back and play the entire campaign as Bumblebee, starting from chapter 1 onward, then you do actually get an achievement for it. I completely forgot about that, so just silly little reminder thing that I just remembered like a second ago, like, oh yeah, that's right, that is something that actually does happen. So me playing all the characters in a campaign, or each campaign, does make a lot of sense now that I think about it. So real fast, the Insecticons, these are the smaller versions of Insecticons. They're not too bad to deal with, thankfully. These are just Kickback. I think it's just mostly just Kickback, and I forgot. Scrapnel, I think the other one was. I don't think we have Bombshells to fight just yet. We fought some earlier, of course, back in the original chapter, but now we got to fight the big version of them. But the smaller versions, you can easily do the machine gun trick when you just do a vehicle attack. You lock on with machine gun, and then you shoot it, and then you should be able to get a immediate follow-up attack. But yeah, see right there where I didn't get the follow-up attack with that, and I do think that does mean that it did not get a headshot. And I think that's exactly what activates the vehicle attack after a gunshot. It should be. But with Insecticons, when they're transformed, it does tend to kind of work a little bit easier on them when they're in transformed state than it does with regular stuff. But maybe that's just like the bigger ones that I have a harder time doing with. Who knows? It could be a number of things. When they are transformed, though, they are a complete nuisance. I mean, Insecticons are just a nuisance anyway, but I love them. I think they're fun, but they are just a pain in the ass because they have so much different stuff just going on at all times. And when you're fighting with Scrapnel, he's always launching lightning strikes and what have you. And if you really want to get the most bang for your buck out of a fight like this, then I wouldn't focus so much on the kickbacks. I would focus more so like on... No, I mean... Yeah, you want to focus on the kickbacks, yes, but you want to kind of just, leave the Scrapnels to their own and let them do their lightning strike so you can get a free focus dodge off of that, so that way you just have, focus time. For those that are not in the aware, focus time is essentially the same concept as witch time for Bayonetta, which, whenever you dodge, you slow down time, giving you a little bit of leeway to hit things. By the way, don't activate that and then go to the arc, because if you do that, you have to reactivate it again. So, yeah. And since that was on the way here, I have to fight Soundwave by using Side Swipe. This is my favorite boss of the game. This is also my favorite, probably my favorite song, actually. But yeah, my favorite Decepticon, too. He's really cool. I like Soundwave. I think he's really cool. So, anyway, see that move right there? That allowed me to get a double vehicle attack. I mentioned that before, that Sideswipe does actually have some, but it's weapon dependent. Every character technically does. Now, for Soundwave's fight, I would just recommend going straight for Ravager, just because he just gets in the way. He's not hard, it just gets in the way, and then whenever Soundwave is launching off those donut attacks, and missiles, by the way, homing missiles too, you want to dodge the first group that you can dodge, and then immediately right after, if he's on the ground, then yeah, go for a rush. But if he's like in the air or whatever, and he launches missiles, even if he's on the ground with missiles, you just want to be dodging as soon as that focus time wears off. You just want to go back in the dodge and use those missiles to get that free focus time off of him, because they will still hit you. So not only do you not want to get hit, but at the same time, you kind of want to get that extra dodge, so you might as well do it. Now, real quick, yeah, you see I looked over there and I thought about it, and I'm like, but it's not on the main path. Like, I already went to it, I already did it. So we're going to cross that one out. That's where I drew the line for changing characters. I'm like, okay, where and when should it technically fully happen? Because, like, right now, it doesn't sound like a good idea to do it. We do actually end up, I think, finishing the chapter with Wheeljack, actually, I believe. So, We don't get another change for just quite a little bit, which, oh, I'm getting terrified of the cargo lifted section. Ugh. Alright, anyway. This fight is completely dreadful. It's just dodge city. That's the best advice I can give you. There's nothing better I can tell you besides every time you're out of focus time, just dodge back into focus time, because most likely 90% of the time, 99% of the time, you'll probably get a focus going because there's just so many people attacking at once. And just finding enemies around here sucks too. Luckily enough, I do think that Sideswipe's ultimate has a pretty quick charge, but that could be because of my tech, actually. I kept wondering about that. I'm like, how does he keep getting his ultimate attack so damn fast? And it's like, well, that's probably because I have a tech on that actually made it happen. So, I mean, look at that. Look how much overdrive I got back from it. It's like, holy shit. You know what I mean? It has to be the tech I'm using. Either that or Sideswipe's just that good. I don't know. If that was the case, if he had a hidden mechanic that allowed him to get that stuff that quick, then damn, I wish I would have done that a long time ago. But yeah, other than that, I'd say when it comes to this, and if you're playing Sideswipe, focus on, or keep a machine gun and just focus on doing like vehicle attack into machine gun into vehicle attack. Also, grenade launcher works pretty good too. That's his starting weapon in the base campaign is the grenade launcher. It's not a bad one. It's actually quite useful. Same thing with Optimus Prime. Like I'd recommend keeping on, giving him a grenade launcher if need be. I can always switch it out, but it's okay. I still think having a machine gun on it is just as good. But yeah, the dash move, real quick, just to explain it. You think I would know everything I can about it, but actually, in reality, I really don't. I wish I did, but I don't think that it has iframes. It might have iframes on startup, but other than that, I think when you're dashing towards somebody, I don't think it activates any iframes at all, like that I've ever encountered or that I know of. And here's me just showing off. And here's a picture of me at the Christmas party. But yeah, there you go. That takes care of that long ass fight. Also, real quick, for double S ranks, it's all based on points. And yeah, clear time's a big thing too, yes. But at the same time, clear time at no damage is good. But it's okay to just get like stuns. It's okay to get a ton of vehicle attacks, which is why Bumblebee comes in handy, because he just always has double vehicle attacks no matter what you're doing. So if you're going to be going for double S ranks, that's one thing I recommend doing is using Bumblebee, going for double attacks, doing dodge in the uppercut, hold triangle to get free shots, and then do machine gun. And if you want, you can always equip like a weaker weapon, so that way you don't kill them too fast. And at the same time, stuns, loudspeaker, that sort of thing. Which, yes, I am getting this from somebody else's videos that I have seen. I don't remember the guy's name. I apologize. But I did watch a little bit. Sometime back, I was watching a double S rank run just to get an idea of, like, how the hell do you even do this? And then I saw that the guy was using Bumblebee, of course, which makes sense, and doing just mainly vehicle attacks, and he had a rechargeable loudspeaker tech, so that way he could, recharge his ammo pretty much all the time. He just kept using loudspeaker and just kept doing, dodge offset. I think dodge offset is, well, that's a Bayonetta thing, but I think that's, actually, you know what, I'm not sure that's like a normal, I don't know if that's like actually a normal term. I play a lot of hack and slash games. You'd think I should know this, but again, I'm actually quite dumb when it comes to certain things, but I do know it mostly from Bayonetta. I think it's whenever you take damage while you dodge. I think that's the move that was called for it. Return to the bats, I think. I don't know. But anyway, so that's how S ranks were handled. It's all about just building up those points as much as you possibly can, because let's be honest, like even getting clear time and just no damage is just never enough. If this game was like Metal Gear Rising, where you could just take no damage and just get a free S rank, well, in this case, double S rank, I would have done this a long time ago. I mean, look, I take damage. It sucks, but let's be real. Like, it's more than possible to not take damage in a game like this. It's just that I tend to flub up and kind of forget where I'm at or what I'm doing. By the way, you don't have to fight these guys. I'm just doing it because I'm being silly. I don't know. I already got myself in this mess, and I just gave up. I'm like, all right, fine, I'll fight them. Because, like, if I'm fighting them now, like, if I kill off half of them, then it's just going to be kind of a crap video if I just don't finish off with at least taking them all down, getting something out of it. But there you go. Yeah, again, I took no damage or no, I think I did take damage. Oh, I did. Sorry, my bad. But there is a limit to that too. Like, depending on how much damage you do take will lower your score. So like, you can easily make it to where you still get like 100 points from it. But the max you can get for no damage run is should be 200 for that. So I don't know. It's just that's above my pay grade at the moment. Maybe in the future we might do a double S guide, but for right now, this is the singular project, and it all comes down to this, folks. It all comes down to this, and this is video number 2 out of 7. So I still got about 5 more videos to record gameplay of. Yes, you heard that right. I've not recorded the gameplay for it yet, so we're still kind of waiting for that. Also, real quick, love this section. One of my favorite sections of Transformers Devastation. I look forward to this every single time. I am not kidding you. I genuinely enjoy this. I mean, I like Galaga. Yeah, I like Galaga, so, it's cool. I also kind of like Galaxian, too, actually. But, unironically, I don't mind turret sections as long as they're fun. And this is one of, if not the only game I can think of that actually has a genuinely fun turret section. Because a lot of turret sections in a lot of games just come off really just kind of, and gross. And this one, I don't know why. Maybe it's because like I get a double S every time, or it's just that it's just so damn easy to play, and it just gives such a good feedback on killing things. It just feels good. And not to mention, like, I don't mind shmups, right? I don't mind a few little bit of death smiles here and there whenever I get the chance. I'm not an Afterburner player like Hideki Kamiya is, but because you can tell he loves that. But in all fairness, I don't mind a little bit of arcade stuff. And plus, it doesn't last that long. It's only just one turret section, so it's like, okay, I like that. That's the Shinji Mikami school of how to game design, is like, do it once and never do it again. But here we go. Here's the true Scrapnel. Here's the big boss Scrapnel. So this guy, he tends to give me some trouble sometimes, but I don't know, for this run, he really actually kind of didn't. And I think that's more so because I just have equipment tech that I think does give me a higher chance to get back my ultimate attack. So I should use it at some point. And plus I'm doing decent damage because my weapons are leveled up just enough. They're leveled up just enough, and at the same time I do again have equipment on that does, I think for Sideswipe, should have like +5 damage or something like that for melee. I forget. But yeah, if he does fly away, which he probably will, just shoot him down, and, well, yeah, there you go. But notice again, real quick, just to explain real fast, I took no damage, got perfect clear time, and still got an S. So that right there proves that, yes, even though no damage and good clear time are worth it, they are not the most useful of all the key tricks for getting double S. And hopefully this will be the last video I talk about double S ranks, but we'll see. I don't know. Probably chapter 7 when I'm going over, like, stuff in the future. I might bring it up again, but for right now, let's hope that's the last of that. But here we go. This is Bombshell. And Bombshell is actually one of the, I would argue he's probably the easiest one of the 3 main Insecticons. I mean, there's only like 3 you fight anyway. But he's got a lot of really reactable and telegraphed moves. I mean, not only just because of the fact that, like, well, the game literally tells you, like, hey, I'm about to attack. Which, by the way, for a hack and slash game like this, love it. I wish more games would do that. I wish more games had easier telegraphs and just more bright things to say, hey, I'm about to hit you. It would be nice. Also, if enemies are off screen, for those that, for my fellow Transformers Devastation players that might not know this, because I didn't for a while, so, I'm just being fair. I know the game's been out for 10 years now, but hey, you never know. Somebody might not know. If an enemy tries to attack you off screen, there will be an arrow on the screen pointing in the direction where they're attacking from. So if you ever wonder what those were, like I did for a while, well, now you know. That's what they should technically be. Because as far as I know, enemies do not pacify when off screen, like they do in Devil May Cry. Which, I'm so grateful that Devil May Cry just does that. Which that reminds me, as well, is I was hoping that I could do Devil May Cry 1, actually, before I did this. I was like, oh, I got one more guide me. Maybe I'll go play Devil May Cry 1. I played it on normal, because I had a save file I didn't have beaten yet. I had it on Xbox, and I'm like, I haven't beaten that yet. So I played on Xbox, beat it on normal. I was like on mission 4, I think. Beat it on normal and beat it on hard in the same day. And I was like, oh, if hard is like that, then yeah, I should be fine. Also, let me just parry that door just because I'm cool like that. Um, but, oh yeah, I also make a really good leap here, too. I was like, damn, that was cool. And I tried it again for the second one and fucked it up, and I think I cut that part out. But yeah, so I tried doing DMC1, and I got to Dante Must Die mode, and I was like, oh, I've got this. Like, grenade launcher, all that. And then I got to Phantom fight, and I'm like, oh. Yeah, this is not going to go very well. Because I forgot how stupidly just... I died twice here, by the way. Not really died, but I fell down twice, for those that are wondering. Yeah, I know. I got a little too ahead of myself there. I apologize, but it happens. As it does with Kratos, it happens in Athens, so it's going to happen to me. But yeah, like I said, I tried doing DMC1, but I found out that they had God of War style health bars, and I'm like, because I've played Dante Must Die mode before, and didn't get too far back in the day, and I tried it again, I'm like, oh my god, I don't like this one bit. So I kind of just put it down, but I might have a potential another guide coming after this that might be worth it, but we'll talk about that, because I have an update video coming out after this entire guide's over with, so I have something planned for that. We'll see we'll see how far that goes and what happens and what I say when, we get to it. So here we go. This is officially Kickback, which again, because we're playing on Prime difficulty, you already seen them before, but the game, it's still going to play the same cutscenes. But now I'm playing as Wheeljack, and yes, Wheeljack still makes it a little bit harder for me to play because I'm just not the best at him, but I'll do what I can. So this is not his ability. However, it is kind of like his ability. Like it does the same thing except without a gun. That's what his ability basically does. So if you ever wanted to see that in action, there you go. Because you won't be seeing it very much. The problem with Kickback, I totally forgot about it. He has a gun, which is something that I don't know. Like I don't feel like you see very often in a game like this, except for Seekers. I think they're like the only few enemies that ever do that. And also Kickback, as far as I'm aware, in terms of the main 3 Insecticons you do fight, I think he's the one that tends to kind of have a lot faster attacks. I mean, he is the grasshopper of the group, so I guess it makes sense for him to have leg attacks that just kick really fast. So, you have to really be paying attention to a fight like this, because he can easily just kind of knock you on your ass if you're not careful. But after you get him down to half health, his other 2 friends show up, and then I can take down these ass wipes too. Most of the time, Bombshell will just blow up. As soon as he shows up, he typically just blows up. So that's an easy dodge right there. And then for the rest of the fight, luckily the other two Insecticons don't have that much health. They're not as tanky as Kickback, and I haven't really exactly figured it out yet. But I don't think Kickback really takes more damage or not. I'll have to look when I go beat him up. But yeah, if you wanted to, you could always do the dodge into hold triangle move here to just kind of get some good, decent damage, because you do get a vehicle attack right after, which is really nice. So if you want like free good iframe damage stuff, that would be one way of doing it. If you want to take them down like I do, where you just keep doing attacks, which I'm trying to figure out which ones are the ones that give me the damn stupid, spin around attack. That's the thing I'm trying to figure out with Wheeljack. I'm like, I swear to God, like I know what it is. Like I swear it's like square, triangle, square, but it's just not working. So, having a bit of a DSP moment, it happens. And how unprofessional of me to mention that. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Seraphim 17 again. I'm watching a lot of his older guides. And it's just funny listening to him just complain about DSP, complaining about things. So it just kind of hit me right there. I think he was doing I was watching his Hi-Fi Rush one, which actually got me to play the game again. I never beat it. Never beat Hi-Fi Rush, and my opinions have changed fully. At first, I thought it was neat, but I'm like, I don't think I can get into this. I'm going to go play something else for a little bit. Came back to it, restarted, and I'm like 3 stages in right now, and it's like, wow, this game is beautiful. No doubt about it. So maybe one day, hopefully, we'll see a Hi-Fi Rush guide on my channel. But until then, we got Transformers to do, so let's focus on that, please. But anyway, yeah, this fight, it might seem a little scary because it's like, oh, you got to deal with 3 big giant guys at one time. Yes, 3 big guys, I know. But luckily, the other 2 are not super tanky, so they should be easy enough to take out. And if you want, just don't worry about Kickback. If he gets in your face, then worry about him. But if he's just off doing his own thing, then just don't mess with him. You're better off. And oh yeah, I do die. Like, I do fully die. And I was like, I'm so close to the end. I don't care. And to be fair, this is a celebration of my guides. So me dying and using auto repair just seems like a... Yeah, it seems like a thing that would probably eventually happen. Also, goddamn, I didn't get an S. I didn't get double S for that. I should have. I really should have. You know, I did a lot of focus attacks, or a lot of, yeah, a lot of focus attacks, or vehicle attacks, sorry. So this one, I wish maybe I should go do that. I should go equip tech on Wheeljack. That's better, like, gives him faster overdrive. Because, honestly, his ultimate attack is actually really damn good. That move right there, that's the bomb move. Because, real quick, the reason why I mentioned the overdrive thing right now is because if you did have an ultimate attack right now, that would be amazing to have, because then you would just do the ultimate attack and blow up the core, and just be done with it. So, you made this fight a lot faster if you just had that going on. But, you know, it's okay. We did it anyway. And yeah, with that being said, you know, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all next time for more Transformers Devastation on Prime. And as always, take care, everybody.